Now, fasten your seatbelt. Do you know how easy it is to click the link that is telling you have won money for free, mahala, that you don't even know? To make it better, the universe is looking out for you. We are about to enter the world of Abo Cybercrime, that dark web. And to guide us through this hazardous journey into the unknown is Ndivhuwo Nemakhavhani. Lead us through the cybercrime and detection. So Ndivhuwo is going to take us through and tell us what and what not to do. Let's hear from Ndivhuwo.
Thank you, Celeste. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Ndivhuwo Nemakhavhani. I look after data and analytics within fraud risk management. Today, I would like to talk to you about the various scams that fraudsters are perpetrating against our customers. It is important that, especially at this time of the year, when we are all tired and we just want to go on holiday, to remember few things about how to secure our money. We have few scams that we have seen throughout the year and throughout the years. The first one is OTP Vhishing scam. This is where fraudsters want to get access to your money through getting your one-time PIN. The one-time PIN is the one that you receive on your phone when you're making transactions online. The way that they do this is that you'll receive a call on your cell phone or your landline, if you're still using your landline, and they will create some form of agency around what they're calling you about. Generally, they say that they're coming from the fraud department within Standard Bank. Now, they'll ask for your account details, your passwords, and your one-time PIN that will come onto your phone. Now, as a bank, we will never ask you for your one-time PIN or your PIN number. And that is very, very important. Those things are secret and they are pertinent to your security online. So never, ever provide that information to anyone. The next scam that fraudsters use is called Vhishing. Now, this is where they send you unsolicited emails. And sometimes what they'll send you is something that looks like a Standard Bank statement. Now, these things are hard to figure out which one is legit and which one is fake. But there are small things that are telltale signs. Either they add an S at the end of Standard Bank. If it is a website, it'll be HTTP. It won't be HTTPS. If you look at your browser within the address. Now, there are a few things that you need to make sure that you don't do. Never click on the links that are contained on the email. It is very, very important because the minute you click, they take you to a fake website that will then request all of your personal account details that you then enter, and then they are able to then have access to your banking account. It is very, very important that we remember that. The last scam that I would like to talk about is the online goods scam. This is a scam where you see an advertisement of goods on your popular websites, etc., and you contact the seller to buy those goods. The seller then says, pay up front and we'll send the goods from a specific province. When you do that, you pay up front and you never receive your goods. So it is important that you get either references of that specific seller, or you make sure that you are shopping on e-commerce sites that are guaranteed to be legit. So it is important, ladies and gentlemen, that you remember these few things. Never ever hand over your OTP, which is your one-time PIN that you receive on your phone. 2, never share your PIN to your bank account with anyone. Never share your card number and CVV number with anyone that asks for those things. If you get some of these emails that you suspect or websites that you suspect to be fraudulent, please send them to vhishing@standardbank.co.za and we'll make sure that we shut down those websites as promptly as possible. If you are not in a position to send an email, please give us a call on 0800 020 600. Thank you.
And Ndivhuwo Ngamanda. Am I saying it right?
You said it right, Celeste.
Thank you so much for the information. Now, we want to know one thing, because you've told us all about this cybercrime. Is the money that I have in the bank insured so that if I maybe become a victim of the cyber crime, the bank will pay me back? Is the bank paying me back?
So we don't carry insurance on the bank account. However, each case gets assessed based on its merit, and because we are a carrying bank, in some instances we would do that. However, I have to emphasize each case will be assessed based on its own merit.
Meaning, if it's my doing, then I'm not getting anything.
Yeah. So there are very simple tips that I have shared. If you give away your OTP, if you give away your PIN, you have compromised the security of your bank account. So it becomes very difficult for us as a bank to be able to then say we will refund you the money or we will give you back the money. So it is important that we all exercise caution when we deal with anyone when it comes to our bank account. Again, never ever give away your OTP or the PIN to your bank card.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, you heard it. Even if it's Bay, cousin, the brother, no. Be careful. Caution, caution, caution. Thank you so much, Ndivhuwo Nemakhavhani, for telling us more about this cybercrime, because we need to feel safe. But I feel safe and secure knowing that Standard Bank is on the case detecting these cyber tsotsis. The early bird catches the worm. So, vuka tsotsi. Are your chankuras working for you? Kumnandi kuba safe, eh? Be wallet wise, don't compromise. And to wrap up the WalletWise webinar is Faith Mneno from SBG team. No matter the challenges, best believe she'll rise up, and using her 7 years of experience in the banking industry. She's currently head of emerging markets at the Standard Bank, where she's responsible for developing, positioning, driving the overall strategy of emerging markets. Faith is definitely not the one to be missed. But say in the Faith.
To the end of such an insightful session and have gathered nuggets of wallet wisdom from our panelists. Toby started off by talking about savings. Now we know that savings is a fundamental to financial security. Now we also know that you don't have to be rich to save. It's actually a discipline that you start small and you grow in it. Zandi came in and spoke about lending. More specifically, responsible lending. You know, many people take up a lot of debt and end up in what we call a debt trap. She shared with us two WalletWise nuggets in order to borrow responsibly. One, be wise with what you are borrowing for. And two, be very aware and cognizant of the terms of that lending contract. Ndivhuwo then came in at the end to talk about fraud and cybercrime. Securing the chankoras that you have is very important. Fraudsters scam us in many different ways, but the three key principles that were shared with us are that number one, never share your OTP. Number two, never share your PIN number. And number three, never share your card number and CVV number. Perhaps let me consolidate this by saying financial literacy or being financially wise is not about how much money you have. It is rather about how well you are able to manage the money that you have. Ube save nje. And as we conclude this very first WalletWise webinar, I want to extend a very warm thank you to our panelists, Topi, Zanele, and Ndivhuwo, for the wisdom that you have shared with us today. We can now see that indeed it's possible and kumnandi ukuba savvy. Celeste, you have been a phenomenal host today. Thank you so much. And most importantly, I do want to honor and thank all of the participants that are connecting and watching from home. Thank you so much for joining us in this session. I'm confident that you have caught a nugget or two. So from Standard Bank, we are wishing you a wallet-wise and safe festive season. Thank you and do keep well.
Well, thank you, Faith Mneno. That concludes our first Standard Bank Be WalletWise Webinar. This is just the beginning, and I hope you find this informative and educational. Tune in again for more installments of Be WalletWise. My name is Celeste Ntuli. It's been a pleasure hosting the Standard Bank WalletWise Webinar. I hope I do it again. And remember, be #WalletWise. See you next time in next webinar. It can be.